3rd, 2025, and we are here for a special meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Housing Authority of the City of Linden. If we can call to order and have a pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a roll call, Vice Chair.
Okay. She's the new person.
Okay.
We're gonna do the roll call first.
Yes, please.
Commissioner Matlow,
Here.
Commissioner Peter, last name?
Matlow,
Here.
Yeah. And
Gary Manutza,
Gary Manessa,
Present.
and Sharon
Baycott,
Baycott, and
Danny Orlean,
Danielle Lane,
and Yvonne, our new member.
Yvonne.
Board.
She's our new
Board.
member.
Yeah, she took her oath. This is her oath.
Do we need to swear in?
No, she already got sworn in by the clerk, Joe Bodak.
I want the record to show that Joe Conte is not here. He's
Yes.
not here, and
The interim director is also not here. Mr. Volpe is not present.
Sherry here. So,
And if I may, Madam Vice Chair, notice of this special meeting was provided in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act through publication in the Star Ledger newspaper and Home Tribune, with copies posted at the City of Linden Clerk's Office, as well as copies posted here at the Linden Housing Authority.
and are we gonna approve the minutes? We have no minutes tonight.
If I may, Madam Chair, recommend we dispense. I did send the minutes, Commissioner Minutes, you had a specific request on that. I sent those minutes to Mr. Volpe several times, and indeed called him before the meeting today to ask if they were going to be provided, and they were not. I can send them directly to board, but typically I go through the executive director, but if you'd like, I could send it directly. Okay, so I'll do that today so they go have them. And Madam Vice Chair, there's no payment of bills or Secretary Treasurer report today. I don't believe there's unfinished business at this time, but there is new business in the form of personnel.
Okay. After the roll, what was the roll call?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the order of the meeting.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. So we're gonna go into,
Well, do you want to suspend the order to go into
I
closed
gotta
session?
call,
Yes.
If
Okay.
you need to go into closed session.
Okay.
Do you need to go?
yes.
Okay, so then, can I just suggest, Commissioner Mensah, then you make a motion at this point to suspend the order of the meeting and make a motion to enter into closed session to discuss matters of attorney-client and personnel, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
When
Is
we
there-
do the roll call on that?
Yes, is there a first? Commissioner Mensah?
I'll second.
Commissioner Matlow, second. Yes, please, Vice Chair.
Okay. Gary,
Yes.
Matlow,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes. Yvonne.
Yvonne,
Yvonne,
and
last
Yes.
name?
You have to say yes.
Oh, yes.
Danny.
Yes.
So the motion passes, and the board will enter into closed session to discuss matters of attorney-client and personnel. Just a rough estimate, I suspect about 15 minutes,
Yeah.
Madam
Yes.
Vice Chair, is that an approximate time?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so into open session after a brief closed session, and I'm advised that there are three resolutions specifically for the board to consider as we exited closed session.
Orlean.
No.
Me, Yvonne Boyd.
Give me the paperwork, Danny.
It's right here. Where's the, it's on the back. It's, everything has theirs. I made it easier for you.
Oh. So you want to move this resolution?
Yes.
I'll read it for you. So it's a resolution to terminate Gerald Volpe as part-time interim executive director and qualified purchasing agent of the Linden Housing Authority and removing him as signatory on all Housing Authority bank accounts effective immediately, the body of which is set forth in this proposed resolution. So we need someone to move it, and second, discussion, roll call.
We need someone to move it.
I'll make a motion.
I need a second. Sharon, second it.
That's Ms.
Okay.
Boyd?
Yes. Okay. Gary,
Yes.
Pete,
Yes.
That's a yes. Yes, next.
Sharon,
Yes.
Ms. Boyd,
Here.
Arlene,
No, it's just a,
yes. Ms.
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
then Arlene,
Abstain.
Sherry, yes.
okay. Motion carries.
Just open discussion.
Motion already carried. All right, the next resolution. This is a resolution to accept the appointment of Hunt Hamlin Ridley as general counsel for the Linden Housing Authority with the consent of Matt Free and Pellecchio, who served as general counsel up to this date in accordance with the terms of the proposed resolution. Needed to be moved and seconded.
Need a motion? Need a motion?
Second motion.
Boyd, I need a second.
One second.
Pete.
Any discussion?
Any discussion?
No. Roll call?
Okay. Matlow,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Danny,
Abstain.
Sherry, yes.
Motion carries. One more resolution. This resolution is to, what's the person's name?
What's it?
Dr. Marlena Berghammer.
Marlena,
Yeah, Marlena.
last name?
Berghammer, Berghammer.
Okay. So this is a resolution to appoint Dr. Marlena Berghammer to the position of Executive Director of the Linden Housing Authority immediately upon and subject to the terms of a contract to be approved by HUD. My understanding is this is a proposed 5-year term at the salary rate of $185,000 per year.
Need a motion? Sharon?
Second.
Roll call, Gary,
Yes.
Pete,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Boyd,
Yes.
Danny,
Abstain.
Sherry, yes. Motion carried.
Any other business?
Any other business?
Can I give my report?
Any other, if that will go into the new business, you wanna give a
Can I-
report from the seniors?
Because we had a meeting. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, to the public, thank you for being here. On Friday, January 31st, we held the Commissioner Board held their annual meeting with residents, which is required by HUD to be in compliance. So I'm going to read the minutes, the notes that we took. The 3 commissioners that were present was Mr. Munitsa, myself, and Ms. Humphrey. So on January 31st, 2025, the Linden Housing Authority hosted the required annual meeting of the residents, which affords the residents the opportunity to speak to the commissioners and make them aware of concern or issues within their resident community. The following commissioners were present: Vice Chair Commissioner Sherry Humphrey, Commissioner Danny Orlean, and Commissioner Gary Monutza. Commissioner Danny Orlean opened the meeting and stated, "We bought donuts for you. If anyone would like to have some, please come forward and get some." Commissioner Orlean thanked the residents and said, "On a rainy Friday night, I want to thank all of you for coming. Commissioner Arlene communicated the purpose of the meeting by saying by HUD's regulation, HUD requires that commissioners host a meeting with the residents every year. Today's meeting is an opportunity for you, the residents, to share your concern or any issues you, the residents, may have. Please understand, we, the commissioners, do not run the day-to-day operations of the Linden Housing Authority. The commissioners work for you. We are here, we are here to listen to your concerns and bring them to the attention of management. We, the commissioners, don't know anything that's going on. This is your opportunity to communicate your concern to us. So the resident all said thank you. Resident 1, am I allowed to say the name of the person?
It was a public meeting?
Yeah, it was a public meeting.
You can, I don't know that it's necessary.
Okay, resident 1, who reside at 1551 said, good afternoon. I think what I'm about to say will cover it for some of us. My concern is the front door. People coming in and out, they just open their door without keys. Driveway security is an issue. The gates are left open, makes them feel unsafe. The building needs maintenance and it's not clean. We don't have enough maintenance because our building is not clean. We got our rent raised last year, which always happens. I understand that. But I don't understand last month, we were notified of a rent increase again of an additional $8 per month. A lot of people were upset because they are on a budget and for them $8 means a lot. Resident number 2, there is a safety and security concern that the other doors are propped open with sticks and rocks. We have people coming into the building that should not be in the building. Young folks, tenants are being moved from the building at 1601 Dill Avenue into the building at 51 Dill Avenue. The doorbells are being activated at all hours of the night, around 11, 12, 3 o'clock in the morning, by non-residents looking to get into those drug-infested apartments. The same thing with these drug activities. You'll have cars parked in our parking lot from Thursday to Monday with no oversight by non-residents. Those cars are not supposed to be there. Why are they there? The construction guys, when they go out, they leave the gate up. Anybody that wants to pull in the parking lot, just go right in. That's not safe. Parking gates are being left open, and there is security concern. The commissioner saw that at 7 p.m. the gate was left open. Construction starts at 6 a.m. on the building. The very loud noise is affecting our quality of life. The city noise ordinance states there should be no noise before 8 a.m. and no later than 10 p.m. Over the summer in July, I put in a letter to management that I have lung issues and didn't want chemicals sprayed in my apartment. But they came anyway. I also sent a letter to the board about exterminators spraying in my unit. When I requested them not to spray due to my health issue, the exterminator accessed my apartment and sprayed without my permission and left behind the remnants of the spray, which I gave to my doctor. For 2 weeks, I had to take steroid and antibiotics because somebody sprayed something in my apartment. And he was stupid to leave the can. That's not my word, those are the words. The hallway hasn't been vacuumed. It hasn't been shampooed, the carpet, since September. The carpets have not been vacuumed since before September. I had to borrow a neighbor's vacuum, and why do I have to see trash before I get to my apartment? The lobby is horrendous. From the second floor and up, germs are cooking up on the carpet. That's not right. There is trash, dirty tissue being left outside of the elevator. It is dirty. Just like the first snow, no salt. They didn't even plow. When Ferguson was here, the guys were out there at 7 a.m. in the morning removing the snow. and put in salt. When it snows, or there are wet conditions, the walkways are iced over, and no salt, promptly sometimes at all. Plowing is not done. What's going on? We pay for these things. The laundry, washers and dryers, broken. They take forever, and then they fix, and within 2 to 3 days later, it's broken again. When you drop the garbage on the chute, oh my God, you can smell that garbage. It smells like pamper, but it's not. It's just an accumulation of garbage sitting there and not being cleaned. The garbage area and garbage chutes are unclean and smell bad. Why do people have to come to the building smelling like garbage? Heat. The building's heating system is uneven. The units in the front of the building are very hot versus the unit in the back of the building are very cold. Describe it as freezing. The residents are freezing to death. I have to have a heater, and I pay $140 for electricity when the heat is supposed to be included in my rent. Ms. Watkins left the microphone at this time, but did not come back to the microphone briefly later in the meeting and described the following. Packages are being stolen. When the former director of security and surveillance was there, if any of the residents had an issue with deliveries being stolen, we could go to him, and he would listen and provide us with printed photos showing the circumstances surrounding the package delivery, and we could take that to the police station to make a report. Now our complaints go unanswered, and no one is monitoring. Resident 3, my concern is security. That's not right. When Ferguson was here, we had security. It was said that the building residents were told that they do not need security. Why does the middle building have no security? The front door to the building is broken and is not secure. The security in the building was excellent under former executive director, Mrs. Ferguson. If one of us gets hurt, that's a lawsuit. If they walk in the building, they would know the front door is broken. The front door has been broken since last year. Nothing has been done, and there's no security, and we're paying rent. Residents 4. There are residents here who are 70, 80, and 90, and 102 years old. People are sleeping in the hallway. There are squatters on the 11th floor. This is making the seniors afraid for their safety. And apartment 210 has lots of traffic into the unit. She met with the interim director on January 2nd, 2024 at 6:08 p.m. to explain this to him, and nothing was done. She again met with him on July 12, 2024 to follow up, and still nothing was done. We are afraid to come into our homes. We are afraid to get into the elevator. When the former executive director, Mrs. Ferguson, was there, we used to meet with her on a monthly basis. We haven't had a meeting with the interim executive director since January of 2024. The residents spoke out that they would like this meeting to be renewed on a monthly basis so that their concern can be heard more frequently. Resident 5, scary people are coming into the building. People are yelling at us to let them access to the building. The halls and stairs are not clean. Resident 6, the residents was not able to make up to the microphone as such, we went to the rear to listen to her. And her concern was the building is dirty, there are no custodian around, management won't hire more custodian to help the building, the place is infested with mice. Resident number 7, the rugs needs to be steamed and cleaned. New elevators are coming, but when? The exterminator is trying, but some residents need to clean their units to allow him to remedy more. Resident 8, there is an ice skating rink on the back sidewalk. When it snowed over the past weekend, believe it, snowed on Saturday morning. The resident mentioned that no one cleaned the walkways and sidewalk until 3:30 p.m. Since it was still messy the next day, believe it was Sunday, they had to get a bobcat in to clean up the area from the ice and snow. The length of time to get things cleaned was the issue here. There are not enough cameras in the hallway. There is dry pool urine in the stairway. Resident 9, on New Year's Eve around 4 p.m., with shorts he went to obtain medicine from a white vehicle, dropping it off. When doing so, there was a group of people watching him, and he was approached by a man threatening to hit him with a metal chair. He retreated and was afraid for his life. Called the police. Nothing was done about it. Resident number 10. I failed to get, can we hire more maintenance people? The office does not allow overtime, and this is leading to a decrease in the quality of life. Resident 11. The heat is terrible. She's forced to stay under the covers all day long because she is cold. She notified the main office and was informed that the maintenance would be sent up, and maintenance never did anything. The trash room is disarray. Garbage is in the recycling, and there is an overwhelming odor. Resident 12. Nothing is being done around here. The building is being disregarded. It is dangerous while sitting in the car with his girlfriend in the parking lot. There appears to be an individual on the ground coughing and lying, waiting, and lurking on him to get out of this car for some purpose, and he was fearful to go to the building as the individual was walking towards them from him. The resident alluded to the fact that he has been here 7 years and has not had his unit painted. How often do I get unit painted? He is afraid to approach the maintenance department for fear of reprisal. His appliance, especially his stove, has been broken for over a year. There are roaches and bed bugs in his unit, and he believes someone put them there as he is clean. He has an issue with the maintenance director and has neglected his issues and is disrespectful to him. Resident 13, the window in her unit do not work. She is unable to open and close them and needs them to be fixed so that she can have functional windows. Resident 14, stop letting people in the building without knowing who they are. And the meeting then wrapped up around 8 p.m.
Okay, so, could you send that to me so I could have some in the minutes for?
Yes.
Okay, so,
We need to have one more resolution.
okay, I have to have one more resolution for the nonprofit. Is this it?
Just for the record, in January of 2008, the Linden Housing Authority entered into an agreement with the Linden Housing Corporation, which is a nonprofit entity. As a result of that, and pursuant to the agreement, whoever holds the title of executive director is the head of the Linden Housing Corporation. In this instance, because Gerald Volpe was the interim executive director, he was also presumably the interim executive director of the Linden Housing Corporation. So this resolution, since he's no longer the interim executive director, would be to remove him as in that capacity as well. So I will read the resolution, and it will need a roll call and vote. The resolution reads as follows: resolution to terminate Gerald Volpe from the position of interim executive director or executive director of the nonprofit entity known as Linden Housing Corporation, effective immediately, since he is no longer serving in the capacity of interim executive director of the Linden Housing Authority.
Roll call, Gary?
You need a motion and a second, so who would move it?
Need a motion?
Make a motion.
That
is
second.
Susan.
Second motion.
Boyd second. Roll call, Gary?
Yes.
Pete?
Yes.
Sharon?
Yes.
Boyd?
Yes.
Omar?
Danny,
Danny?
abstain.
Sherry? Yes. Motion carried. Can I make a motion for a special meeting?
Yeah.
Public comment?
Hi, good evening. Is the microphone working? Doesn't, I don't
Yes, it
hear.
is.
Okay,
We can
good.
hear you. Very
Oh,
happy.
great, okay, great, okay. I have a loud voice too.
Yeah.
So, I'm Michael Loberfeld. I live here in 1601 in apartment 211. Lived here for 7.5 years. So I have a couple of things. First of all, I did meet Dr. Bramberger, I think once, because she's with the Board of Education too. Is that you? Who's Dr. Bamberger? Is she here?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure if she was here. Okay, I'm sorry. I did meet her in the past, but I don't remember her too well, because I remember I met her outside. But, so I basically wanted to say two things. First of all, I did not attend, I've been a little out of the loop because I haven't been attending the meetings. I've been busy, the board commissioners meetings. I've been busy with other things, and I did not attend the open forum. I was somewhere else. But I do want to say that for myself, I know the building has problems, but I've been pretty satisfied as a tenant here for the past 7.5 years. And while I do feel that I do feel it would be great to hire more maintenance people, but I also feel that the current maintenance I feel is doing a great job as far as I can tell. So I just want to say, I know people that gets a lot of complaints, but I do feel that the current maintenance workers seem to be really good, and even though they could use more people, so I just wanted to state that. The other thing is, if I heard correctly, the new permanent executive director for the next 5 years was named and appointed? Yeah. Okay, so I was planning to say this no matter who was appointed, but I did speak at a meeting, at a Board of Commissioners meeting, maybe a year to a year and a half ago, soon after Jerry Volpe became the temporary director. And I said that, I know I said to Jerry, and I think I said at the meeting too, if I'm not mistaken, to the whole board, that it would be a great idea that to have the final candidates, maybe the final 3 candidates who are considered for a permanent executive director, to have them have forums where they would meet with the community, like with the staff and the residents, the staff members, the residents. So I guess it's kind of like a late point to make now, but I believe I did say it back then, but I would have liked to have, I hadn't heard a thing about the search or who was being considered. I know this partially probably private, but I thought like the top 3 candidates could have a forum where they'd be able to meet with the residents and the staff, like, the staff here, and hear their vision, and that could be taken into account in the decision by the board. So that's my question is, could that have been done? Or also going forward, I just want to say, it would be great to have it as open with the residents and the staff members both here in any decision made, to get as much feedback as possible. Because I really would have liked to have heard the visions of the top 3 candidates, or top 4 candidates. Thank you.
What we did, we followed HUD guideline. Whatever the guidelines were, that's what we followed.
Uh-huh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay.
You brought up the issue of maintenance. When we met with the residents on January 31st, I'm not sure how accurate it is, we discovered that there are, at least this is what they told us, there are only 3 maintenance people. There's like 3 maintenance for each of the building. I don't know how accurate it is, but that's what the resident said. And also that there is 1 maintenance person for 3 buildings, for the 3 buildings. And we did say that we will bring them to the attention of management so that we can hire more maintenance.
I think that would be great, but I also, as I said, I think I have a great amount of trust in the current maintenance people as well as the current staff members, Samantha and Gary and all the people working here. So I just want to say I do think the current employees do a great job, and I would support keeping the current ones on. Because I think all the employees I think are great. Not to say we don't need more employees, but I like the job that the current ones are doing from my experience.
I would love to see more maintenance people hired because, I think that having 1 maintenance person per building, to me, it's impossible. How can you expect one person to take care of a whole building? So definitely we promised the residents that we'll bring that their concerns, and that I do believe that we should have more maintenance people.
Yeah.
So
think so, too.
if that's what you want, we have the same vision.
I do want more maintenance people.
Yes.
I also I prefer to have the employees be regular employees as opposed to out contracting with, because I think like the employees are like part of the spirit of the housing authority. I think it would be good to have more regular employees as opposed to contracting out, because I feel more trust in the regular employees who are here every day and not just from some other company. So that's
And I agree with you 200%.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry, I don't know your name, I'm sorry.
My name is Danny.
Okay, so you're the chair, or are you
I'm just a commissioner.
Oh, commissioner, okay. I'm sorry, because I apologize, I haven't been to too many of these meetings recently, so thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
Any more?
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Charlie Cradaville. I'm the editor of New Brunswick Today, community news outlet serving central New Jersey. Attended some of your meetings in the past. Normally, I'm speaking to you from my desk in New Brunswick, and I appreciate the opportunity to join remotely via Zoom. I wanted to ask, why was there no Zoom for tonight's meeting?
It was
It was advertised that it was going to be in person.
Right, who made that decision?
Our attorney.
No, I didn't. No, the board directed it, Mr. President, at the last
You
meeting.
asked us how we wanted it, and we said in person. Yeah.
Right, so that would be the board then. Just want to be clear, who decided no Zoom?
Well, we take the advice of the attorney.
It sounds like it was a board.
It was a board decision.
It was a board decision.
Okay, well. Meeting notice doesn't appear on the website. There's, the January 27th meeting is the last meeting available on
I'm
the
glad
web.
you brought that up, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because,
thank you.
no, I have to say it, because that was one of the things that I wanted done as a commissioner. I had asked management if they could please update the website for transparency and accountability. So, we don't run the day-to-day operation of the Linden Housing Authority. So it's not our responsibility. We can only ask. That's it.
Okay. And yeah, it sounds like you made some big changes tonight. Executive director, terminated, a new one hired, counsel being replaced. First of all, can I just get the name of the new attorney, the gentleman?
My name is Raymond Hamlin. I'm a partner at the law firm of Hunt, Hamlin, Ridley.
Thank you. And congratulations to you, and I neglected to say congratulations to the new board member as well. Maybe you could just explain a little bit, somebody from the board, about the reason for these changes. For example, I think the resolution you adopted for the new executive director says that they don't start until approved by some regulatory entity, maybe DCA. Why not leave Mr. Volpe in the role until there's an approval for the new person? Why make the change this way tonight in this fashion?
My understanding is the board had a board of commissioners did a search. They concluded that search. There was a recommendation for a permanent executive director as opposed to an interim. That decision was made, and they look forward to having the permanent executive director on board as soon as HUD approves it.
Okay, so it's HUD that has to
Yeah.
give it approval. And so, in the meantime, like tomorrow, who is the executive director? Is there an acting executive director until?
Well, we have a deputy.
Okay, so is that person going to be
Yeah, that person
acting
can
director?
act in the absence of the executive director.
Okay. And any expectation on when how long the HUD approval process might take?
Hopefully quickly.
Okay. And I guess I just would, close by saying I really hope that your future meetings are remotely accessible. I think it's great to have both options so that people can come here in person if they're able to make it, but if they're feeling sick or have a transportation challenge, that they can still witness and participate in real time. So I did bring my camera today, and we'll post the video from today's meeting on the New Brunswick Today YouTube channel so that people who missed it can see, and I appreciate the board answering my questions, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Since you're gonna be putting that on YouTube, I think I have a question.
Good evening, everybody. I just have a question for each one of the commissioners, and I hope respectfully each one of you would answer it honestly.
Can I have your name? and
Oh,
your
I'm
address?
sorry. Gretchen Brook. I am a trustee on the Linden Housing Corporation. I've been involved in the Linden Housing Corporation, the Linden Housing Authority, and Mongill Corporation for over 20 years. I'm a little surprised tonight. Well, no, not really. I'm not surprised. I saw this coming down the road. But the question I would like to ask each one of you, considering that we have three different boards that run these buildings, respectfully making so many drastic changes in personnel tonight, did you ever consider involving the other boards and asking them and consulting with them as far as the other buildings go and the directions and their concerns of what's going on here? Sherry?
No comment at this time.
Danny?
No comments.
Vaughn? No comment?
No.
No? So nobody thought it was important to meet with the other boards to show unity, to doing the right things for the seniors, the disabled? Because certainly there are concerns around the building. I've been taking tours and going around. But can I finish my
Yeah,
thought?
go ahead.
Thank you. But the biggest concern of mine is, we have a $26 million project going on next door. Your new executive director that's coming on, does she have experience with construction? Does she have experience with housing authorities? I mean, I understand she has her PhD in education and she's a realtor, but, and not that this is going to be my problem, because I sit on the corporation and I've been around a long time. All of the residents, most of them really know me. I've raised money. I've served many dinners, which I haven't seen many people in here besides maybe one person on the board who's always donated and taken care of our residents. That would be Gary. He's always helped and been involved, and I appreciate that, Gary, and it doesn't go unnoticed, whether it be casino night or a dinner for the residents, and I appreciate that. But now all of a sudden, we're hiring somebody who's the president of the Board of Education in Linden. She has no experience. Does she have experience with Section 8? Does she have experience with the elderly, with the disabled?
Her daughter
Has she ever?
Her daughter happens to be disabled, so
Well-
I'm pretty sure she does.
Well, being disabled, and I have a sister who's disabled, however, it wouldn't give me the experience to run a housing authority, let alone not take into consideration other commissioners on board and trustees. I just want to remind all of you, and for those that don't know this, we can play city politics, we can play county politics, we can appoint our friends, we can appoint our neighbors, we can roll for that position for power, for greed. But at the end of the day, these three buildings here, this is the federal government. So I hope you all really know what you are voting on today and what the consequences could be down the road. Because appointing somebody that has no experience might be a problem down the road. So, and I hope you have the means to get things done. Because certainly, in my position, I'll be around Morowski Towers a little more. I'm going to start getting involved a little more. while ago, Danny, like, I don't know why just recently, even though it was a comment, because one of Ann Ferguson's nieces works in the building. She's an amazing employee. Other people retired, she's doing a great job, and the word on the street is, because raise was asked for Samantha, who was definitely deserving of it, somebody got a little upset about it, and now, here we are now. We're appointing a new executive director, a new attorney. I hope it all makes you feel good. I really do. There's a lot of good people out there, and there's a lot of good workers in this building. But unfortunately, since certain members came onto the board as commissioners, the morale with the employees in this building have been on the floor. You're sitting here, you're talking about, you know, Kathy and how she's going to be running things. What do you think she's going to do for you? You've been threatening her job for 2 years now. You haven't. Don't look like you don't know. Listen, I don't have any jobs to lose, friends to lose over what I have to say today. But I will say we have a meeting tomorrow, the Housing Corporation. And let's see what happens at our meeting. Thank you. And I do wish you all the best. I truly do. And at the end of the day, my concern are all the people in these buildings. And I put my money where my mouth is, because I've been there, I've taken care of them, and I've never neglected them just to get certain people into certain positions, high-paying positions.
Thank you.
Thank you, but I would like to say something. I would like
Should I
the
say
public
after?
to, no, it's not to you. Just to talk to the audience. My mother lives in the senior building. My mother lives there, so I care deeply about what happens. At least, I'm not speaking for everyone, but I care deeply. And one of the things the resident at the January meeting that we found out from the resident, they would like to have more activities. I'm only advocating for the residents. Like I said, we don't run the day today. They said they would like to have more activities. They would like to have more things. That's all I care about.
So I'm really glad to hear you say that, Danny, because my sister lives in the buildings too, and that's what I care about.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this now in public. For 20 years, I have...
Thank you,
Oh,
Gretchen.
I'm glad.
I really do.
But
thank
for
you.
20 years, I have not seen you in these buildings serving a dinner, making a donation for a casino night, or anything. We talked when you first came on about doing a bingo. Jerry asked me to do a bingo and activities for residents, and I said no problem. And you jumped right in and you said I'd do it. When was the last time you had bingo for them?
Well, I can tell you what I have done. What I have done is, you probably didn't know about it, I had a jazz festival for the seniors, and we arranged for a bus to pick them up and to take them at the Aristocare. I partnered with them. I had bingo for the seniors. We arranged for a bus to pick them up and to take them to play bingo. And then my husband and I donated money for the residents here to go to Atlantic City for a bus. So we don't brag about what we do, we just do it.
Well, no, actually you always do, but
No, I
they'll
don't.
all do.
You were not
it's all
aware
good.
of the things that, you accused me of not doing anything.
I'm not accusing
But now
you
I'm
of
telling you
anything.
of the things that we have done.
Must have been
We
in
have
a
to
very
end
recent
this. We
past.
have to end this.
Yeah.
We have to end this.
Okay.
Thank you
Well, have
so
a good
much.
night.
So, there should be one more resolution that was brought to mind because of the, I guess, the Mongrel Corporation. If the interim executive director was the executive director of that corporation or the interim of that corporation, then a resolution needs to be passed to remove him from that, since he's no longer the interim executive director. So, to that end, a resolution to terminate Joe Volpe from the position of executive director of the nonprofit Mongrel Corporation, effective immediately, since he is no longer serving in the capacity of interim executive director of the Mongrel Corporation. Need someone to move it, and second, if there's any discussions, and a roll call.
Motion.
Just on the other.
Okay.
Motion?
Motion by Gary.
I'll second it,
Peter
Malice.
seconded. Roll call, Gary.
Yes.
Peter.
Yes.
Sharon.
Yes.
Boyd.
Yes.
Omar.
Danny, abstain.
Sherry, yes. Motion passes. What's the other, third board name? It's three boards.
You did it, Monken. You just did it.
And, what's the three boards name? The three.
You're on two of them.
This one, you just did the other two. You did LHC and you did Monken. You
So
terminated
what
all
you
three, right? Yeah, you did all, you did them all. You terminated all three.
Thank you.
No one's.
Motion to adjourn. We have any other new business? I think I need to schedule a special meeting.
When's the next scheduled regular?
When is the next scheduled regular meeting?
I believe it is the third Thursday of February.
The third
Hang on,
Thursday.
let me check.
So when is it?
Hey, I'll tell you one minute.
The 20th,
Wednesday, hang on, Wednesday.
the 19th?
And she probably only did those events around election time for her husband to be elected. So don't let her fool you.
It'll be the 19th?
That's a Wednesday.
No, it'll be the
Yes.
20th?
No, I have it, I believe it's the 19th. Yeah, it's usually always on a Wednesday.
Okay, so motion, can we, I want to schedule a special meeting for, let me see what day is. For the 12th, that's a Wednesday. Is everybody available?
We're
On the
all
12th?
February 12th?
Yes. That's a Wednesday. At
Did you say
5:30?
February 12th?
Yes.
Unfortunately, guys, that's my birthday. Unless if you don't want me to be here, it's my birthday.
Okay, so we don't need no, cancel that, cancel it. Okay. Is any more new business, anything else?
Just,
Okay.
will you do Zoom for the next meeting?
We cancel it. We don't need it.
You're not doing Zoom anymore?
Oh, no, that's not what he said. He just said for the next meeting.
Oh, you're not doing a special meeting?
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
All right. Okay. So, okay. So, any other new business? We have a motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned.
Roll call?
Need a second.
I'll
Need a
second it.
Sharon? Gary?
Yes.
Pete?
Yes.
Sharon?
Yes.
Boyd?
Yes.
Sharon, Danny?
Forgot my name. Yes.
Sharon, yes.